Alright, welcome back. So I've already gotten a head start cutting out some plywood. I'm using some 3/4 inch up front, and then I'm using a 1/2 inch in the back. 3/4 inch is somewhat of an overkill, but I'm trying to make this build last. So this should last me at least 5 years. So I'm gonna do it right by resin coating this, sanding it down, and then painting it. So as you can see, I've already started cutting some pieces. Didn't get a chance to record it, but this is what I have so far. Okay, I got the rod locker cut, and then I just got to make the cut for the lid. This side is a deep stow. Initially I was gonna make it a long hatch just like the rod locker, but I think I'm gonna change that up. I'm just gonna do a half a lid here, and then I also have the 2 hatches in the center. Those are already cut out. I just gotta get this centerpiece here, and then I also have the front deck already cut out, as well as the top piece that's gonna go on the front for the trolling motor. All right. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record a lot of this wood being cut, but it's pretty straightforward. I used some cardboard and some painter's tape to create templates, and then I put the templates on top of the plywood and stenciled them. After stenciling, I used a circular saw and a jigsaw to cut out. As you can see, I used the top of my boat or any flat surface like the ground to do my cuts. Don't have access to a garage or a workshop, so worked with what I had. Alright, so now we're going to get ready to do the epoxy resin on top of the deck. I started using this cup that is marked for 5:1 ratio. Instead of using the pump that was included with the bottles, I found that the pump was really slow, especially when the resin was thick in the mornings when it was cold, and then the bottle was kind of flimsy, so it ends up collapsing while you're pumping. So definitely recommend using this cup if you're doing a large batch to pour resin. Another tip while you're doing this resin, I would try to avoid pouring too much resin in the cup. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes for that resin to harden, especially on a hot day. So do small batches, and then see how fast it's taking you to spread the resin onto each panel, and then go from there. Alright, so I'm just applying the resin with a squeegee that came with the kit. The first 2 coats I did with a roller, and those applied the resin on pretty thin. So on this final coat, I want it to be as thick as I can get it, and then just using the squeegee to spread it evenly across. Ideally, we'd have some stands to place these on top of, but because I don't have any stands, I don't have any space, we're just gonna place this on top of the boat and allow it to dry, and then we'll just sand down anything that drips. Alright, so today you guys saw me do the final coat of the epoxy resin. I used the Total Boat 501 to epoxy to hardener mix. Prior to today, I had already done 2 coats with a roller. And then today I did the final coat with a squeegee, and I left a pretty thick coat on there. That's the final coat, and then I can get ready to line everything up and mount the deck, and then we'll get started with the ortho deck. Alright, so if you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll leave a link to the epoxy if you guys want to get the same stuff, and then yeah, we'll see you guys next time.